Russian propaganda operates by law of war. Russian propaganda can be confusing. It's easier understanding it if you know how media operate by law of war. Pro-Kremlin media have been operating this way since 2014. Russia is at war not only with Ukraine, but also with the West, and so is its media. Media at a time of war have two main goals: to raise morale of your own side and demoralize your opponent. To help their own side win in World War II, the Soviets raised the battle spirits of their side and created an image of the enemy. The raised battle spirits of their own side increased their confidence and sent the message, "We are strong." Today, Russia does this in massive military parades featuring nukes, in PR campaigns threatening nukes in response for sanctions, and in TV shows showing playful plans to invade Europe and nuke the UK and USA. During World War II, the Soviets created the image of the enemy to make killing easier for soldiers by removing moral restraints. The enemy was shown either to be devious and nefarious, provoking anger, or ridiculous, to provoke scorn and make killing the enemy not as scary. Today, this is being used in Russia's hybrid war against Ukraine, like this staged video purporting to show Ukrainian soldiers crucifying and burning a Russian-backed militant, or by dehumanizing Ukrainian soldiers. But since Russia tells its citizens that its real enemy is the evil West, particularly the USA, Ukraine is portrayed as only its puppet state, until recently personified by Barack Obama. The USA is mocked and demonized in Russian propaganda. So is the EU. It is shown to be either aggressive and interventionist, or decadent and falling apart. Let's look at the propaganda aiming at helping the other side lose. In World War II, the Soviets created propaganda for Germans that aimed to create divisions, destroy unity, and alienate people from the leadership, convincing them that they were doomed to fail and urging them to capitulate to the benevolent enemy. Today, Russia's hybrid war is different from World War II. It's a war on democracy, but its propaganda messaging uses the same tactics. It aims to weaken and destabilize the West and undermine the public discourse by providing a warped view of the world, where Russia can do no wrong, and the USA and EU are corrupt dystopias that are tearing themselves apart. It achieves this by exacerbating existing divisions or creating new ones. In Ukraine, Russia tries to persuade Ukrainians their choice of Euro integration was a mistake, and there is no alternative to returning under Russian hegemony. In the EU, pro-Kremlin outlets try to convince that the Union is doomed and should disintegrate, fulfilling the Kremlin's dream of a weak and divided Europe. It also tries to justify Russian aggression abroad and increasingly totalitarian policies at home. Both in Ukraine and the EU, Russian propaganda aims to alienate the people from their leadership. Remember, pro-Kremlin media in your country use war tactics to help the Kremlin win and the West lose. Don't be duped. Know your facts.